Hello there people around the globe, MySpace Secrets with another update. Has been an eventful couple of weeks since my last post, and we continue to actually see the biggest rally, or I think the biggest extended rally that we have seen since 1933. But even if we head higher on the market, don't be fooled. There is still a lot of people that believe the economy is fine, the economy is stable. If you are one of my Australian listeners, this week was very important as the Rudd government came out and said they were going to pump $950 million into the economy. This is to help the unemployed and the people getting retrenched out from work. And obviously the job situation in Australia is going to worsen over the coming months, but $950 million in Australia and through our economy, I mean, come on, we only have just over 20 million people here in Australia. What a waste of money. Again, they are not fixing the problem in the credit crisis directly, and they're just splashing money around, not helping people's real problems and people's debt. You know, the people that are really hurting. Australia is the best place to live, but it just goes to show you that this crisis is affecting us as well. And saying that, we have a very, very badly run government here, and it's poor decisions, ones like these, that are likely to hurt us down the track. And in other global markets, we've seen the Dow in the US rally hard. It's come down a little bit as we get ready for the Easter holidays. One thing you have to remember as a trader, that about a week before the holidays, the smart money stays out of the market, on the sidelines I mean. So you have to be careful. Normally there is a reversal on the market before the holidays, the major holidays. But I think as things continue, job reports come out, the economy slides more. We're in earnings season now, but I think in the US this summer and autumn you will see the Dow take another couple of hits, even though things look likely that they are improving. You can't inflate the busted credit bubble with more credit like they're trying to do with the bailouts and the stimulus packages. No one wants to buy the US junk bonds anymore. No one is interested in giving the average person a loan without strict terms and conditions. And also too, food is another issue. Back in my previous videos we were witness to some serious food supply disruptions that caused a lot of problems in getting and buying food, and the supplies that were being let in and let out of different stores. We started seeing some effects of this, but only minimal. But this problem is going to get a lot worse, people. This is why I constantly warn people to get themselves prepared for what is coming by having at least a minimum of 3 to 4 months supply of food and necessities on hand in case this crisis and this food supply, or the problem to get food supplies, increases. And it's not there to make people panic. This is just a precaution in case things get out of hand with the prices that might get out of the reach of most people. I think another important thing too is back in 2007, like I said, if gold goes up to $1,000 and remains over $1,000 for a longer period of time, that's going to signal a slide into severe depression. We are already there in America. A lot of the other countries will follow, and this depression will surely make the last one look like a church picnic. And also, just to go back on a few other things, a few months back I wrote for an article for one of the websites that I frequent, and I actually told the owner that there will be another major financial crisis hitting before the end of summer, and it's a financial disaster coming probably the end of this year, in or around October 2009. And I really don't like the look of how it's setting up. And I know there's a lot of governments right now in talks. Let's for a minute touch on the G20, and it's a very big news and important to say the least. Gordon Brown and a lot of the other people attending the G20 meeting are in the process of trying to end the global, they're calling, recession. Gordon Brown, claimed to be hero, says that he's in the process of ending the global recession, and it's just only begun. They've agreed a $1.1 trillion boost to reverse the credit crunch, and it all seems fine and dandy, but here are some interesting facts. In history, at a time when the financial crisis hit the US back in 1933, there was a failed London conference, which was very similar for the G20 meeting that we're having now. And the underscore of the meeting, basically they were trying to set out to save the world from the Great Depression, but 6 weeks later the World Economic Conference basically gave up without any major agreements, and it adjourned amid a lot of squabbling and finger pointing between all the world leaders and the democracies. This credit crisis doesn't just sit on the surface, it's a very complex, deep, and that there simply is no one simple answer, one solution to fixing the problem. And the recovery won't be seen 1, 2, 3, 6 months down the track. We're obviously years away from that point. And when we do start to see recovery, interest rates will rise, inflationary pressures will be enormous. And there's a lot of analysts that are actually comparing the inflation of what we saw back in the late 70s to what we will see further on down the track. But in my view, eventually we will see much higher inflation than what we saw in the 70s. And due to a few things, but what I see as being a main contributor is a collapsing asset market and increased saving rate in the US. We will see deflationary pressures that we're seeing at the moment, but in the long run we will have much higher inflation, a much higher inflation rate, and that's going to be very negative for the US, the bonds and equities. Anyway, like I said to you, it would be very wise for you to have at least 4 months of supply of food and essentials. Investors will approach with abundant caution as bank results stream in over the next couple of weeks. They know the bottom lines will reflect a new accounting rule that may further limit write-downs without actually improving bank balance sheets. And the government is conducting so-called stress tests to see which of the 19 biggest lenders may need more capital. So it's going to be extremely important to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. So I will watch with a keen interest and report anything that is important. But no amount of bailout or stimulus will keep the Titanic from sinking. They may keep the pumps working and it might come up a little bit again, but not for long. We have a brave new world unfolding, so keep up with the truth. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks for your comments and kind words. Again, my Space Secrets signing off. Enjoy your day, and I will bring you more very soon. Okay?